Hello, everybody.
Woo!
You are tuned in to the high-impact, high-energy stream known as Black Dragon Roleplay, where we are not professional actors, we are not gaming gods, we are just a group of friends that have been brought together through the love of story who want to share our tabletop adventures with all of you. A few things before we start our session proper. We are so glad that you are here watching us live on Twitch. I'm going to call out our follow this morning, or this evening, whatever time it is for you. Four Gathers, thank you for following us before the stream. You on drugs, thank you for following us earlier this week. Kaka Shipu, thank you for the one resubscribe for 1 month. Tier 1. Thank you very much for all of your support here that we have on Twitch and the crazy names. We love them. We appreciate all the support that we have here. If you are new here and you want to keep up with the campaign, please drop us a follow. If you'd like to support us, there is a subscribe button. Drop your Prime, sub for some emotes, support the stream. We greatly appreciate everyone who supports the stream. If you want to keep track and interact with us when we are not on stream, hit us up on our Discord. Link is in the box below. If you can't make it to watch us live on Twitch, we've been posting our weekly shows on our YouTube channel. Everything we do here on stream is on Twitch, ends up on our YouTube channel. We noticed today that we're 100% caught up, so are we 100%? That was from last week's. I should have edited that out.
No, we're 100%.
100%. Thank you, Mr. Content Editor. Thank you, Thumper, for making that happen. Black Dragon RP on YouTube is where you can find all of our content. All of our previous D&D sessions are there, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join us this Tuesday for Thumper the Moose, where we go game by game through our Xbox Game Pass and hope that someone from Microsoft stumbles upon our stream and sponsors us. That's the official title of the Tuesday show. It's a long title, but it seems hopefully it will be effective. Well, we've been playing Deep Rock Galactica. It has caves and dwarves and beers and aliens and barrel kickings and
Dancing.
pew-pews and dancing. It's a lot of fun. Hashtag we will play anything for money. Hashtag add question mark.
Maybe we'll try something else this week.
Sure. Let's get into our recap. Episode 25 was the Tribus Day deal? No, I didn't change the title of that. That was not good.
Home sweet home.
Home sweet home. See how prepared I am today, guys? You guys are so excited.
I'm feeling it.
I know.
It's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good night.
It's going to be awesome. Episode 25 was Home Sweet Home. After being led to the former estate gifted to the Vindex that had fallen into collapse after more than a century after their last stay, the party finds a protected room hidden deep below the keep, with information connecting the Ra of Wuja and the king, Ear of Amma, to the shadowy figure that keeps appearing to the group. Once done exploring the room and taking what information and items they found with them, they find another envelope with an enchanted letter asking them for a vow to be made, a vow to help fight the darkness that envelops Patrium and those behind it. When all members agree and share their blood on the letter, a portal opens and the group is brought back to the original keep, but now, where there was only debris and ruin, is a fully functional estate. Each member has their own personalized room. Dante has a full bar. Bran received a meditation space lined with Patrium mural, as well as access to a full kitchen. Camiel and Saoirse got matching indoor tree-hanging net beds. Emmy found a full collection of books, and Addie was gifted a climbing training set and treehouse in the barn, and they all share a pool, healing hot tub springs, and sparring rooms in the cellar. After exploring the keep and enjoying some time to themselves to decompress, now having a little something of their own, the group meets in the war room to discuss next steps. The team agrees that heading south to retrieve the Death Mercy Blade from the Shrine of the Starcaster in Keelstone, Amma, would be the best course of action. And that is where we're at. You guys had rested taken a full rest, kind of done as you wished for the rest of the evening after Bran's meal, and kind of spent a little bit of time away from each other, kind of decompressing a little bit, having some alone time, and a space to your own, which was well welcomed. After so much time together, and tight spaces in Ropeburg and everything like that, it was a good decompress. So you guys awake. The morning is yours. What are you guys doing?
Do you suppose that we'll be headed out to, or at least on our way to the location of one of the artifacts? Will we be stopping by a market by any chance?
You know
is
that it is
too far out of the way.
Yeah, you've actually seen a map, and in your clarifications with Jeremiah, I'll actually put this in handouts. And where is it? I can't find it. But yeah, you know that it is a little ways away. You guys, it's not too far. It's not fully into the mountains, but it's the beginning of the mountains. So it's probably a couple of days, 2, 3, 4 days to the mountains, and then maybe another 2 or 3 days in the mountains, depending on where you guys find this piece to be.
So no major settlements or anything along the way?
No major settlements, but there's definitely settlements along the way.
Okay. Does everyone think that it's wise to possibly stop by one of the previous major city that we were in?
Roadboat.
To stock up on supplies before we head out? Or is everyone feeling confident in their stock? Because I know Emmy has kind of a... I don't know how wizards work, but I'm pretty sure they need to write stuff down and spells and all that. Doesn't that require...
Yeah, she collected... she ended up getting paper and ink as much as she could afford before she left. Before she left Ropeburg. So yeah, she was loaded up in that specifically what she needed.
Gotcha. Okay.
And are there supplies in the actual keep itself? Like, did it come fully stocked, or do we have to stock it?
There are some supplies there, limited in nature. The kitchen did have some basics, some staples in there, spices and salts and different things like that. It did not include, large items, very good food, gourmet food, something like that would have to be something that would be collected. Didn't have anything as far as component materials if you needed anything for spells specifically. But yeah, as far as I can tell, Emmy would be okay either way.
Well, I suppose the question would be, is there enough there for... I was going to say Jeremiah to survive while we're gone? Or should we go back to Ropeburg, grab supplies, come back to the base, and do it that way, Bran? Is that way you could get to go to the market, and we can stock up on supplies like preserves and stuff? Like, we'll buy him a barrel of fish. How does that sound, Bran? He'd be able to survive.
That's actually my thinking, is that because I assume that this keep was pretty bare bones in terms of resources and supplies, so I was thinking that we should head out to Ropeburg if that's not too much trouble out of the way, or if it's too out of the... and see what we can do about stocking the place up before we head out.
Okay.
Because I only need a little bit of ingredients. It's not anything important, but it would be nice to have on hand.
Okay.
Well, we just have to take into account that whether anybody's looking for us in the sense that the platinum lady has, I still don't know where she stands in all of this after our last conversation with her.
Well, she should be agreeable with this, because we are finding the artifacts, and last time I checked, she wanted us to find the artifacts.
Well, I'd be all for going to Rotberg and stocking up on stuff. Pickles. He'd probably want to eat pickles, right? Jeremiah.
Pickles and eggs.
Pickles and eggs. Yeah. We get pickled eggs for him. He can survive a couple of weeks on that.
That's it. Just one
barrel of pickled
keg full of pickled eggs. That's all he gets. These pickled eggs are delicious.
Yeah. Tell me that after 3 days, mate.
God.
Well, we won't be there to deal with the sulfurous aroma.
As long as he keeps it clean. How are the toilets in this place?
Adequate. There's a barn.
Oh god. Poor Addy. Yeah, I'd be all for it, Bran.
Yeah.
I think it took us a day, didn't it? Take us a day or two to get down here from Rotberg?
Yeah, not even a full day.
Ah, there you go. Look at that. Take the wagon. We stock the wagon up with supplies. We bring it back. We probably don't need the wagon when we go into the hills, the mountains.
Yeah.
Maybe. But now I feel pretty happy that I bought a wagon for us. We get to put it to some use.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can do that with ease. Is there anything you want to do in the keep before you head out?
I actually might be taking Addie with me to the to Rotberg, just for inquiries.
Okay.
Is she looking pretty big? Is she looking pretty chunky?
Yeah, she's getting. I would say she's probably a little bit less than waist tall when she's down on all fours. She's right about waist tall, and about the same when she sits down fully.
My little girl.
But yeah, you guys can definitely take her in.
All right.
Is there anything you want to do before you leave?
Oh wow.
So, how exactly do we enter and exit this this keep? Because I'm pretty sure, unless my memory is very foggy, but we kind of teleported there.
Well, you were
We appeared in the pool.
You were underneath of it. You had started there in the bottom of this keep, in this cellar of the keep, and had run through the crypt and the other rooms and the waiting room and the observatory and everything there. It was already. You had, after clearing that out, the portal appeared, and you were brought back to the very beginning of the cellar. So you were in the cellar when this you were kind of brought back to the start. With the wall that was there, it was no longer there. Not the wall that was there. The wall is there, but the door that you had passed through, that you had opened with the letter, or the words from the letter, that door was no longer there, or is no longer there.
I see. So on the outside of the keep, is it still in that state of disrepair, or is it?
No, everything is new. Everything is new. The barn is new. The outside is new. The inside is new. There is a full wall that had surrounded it that would have been kind of torn down. There had been trees that had kind of overrun it, and everything is kind of redone. And all the trees are within the borders of the walls. There's some on the outside, kind of out towards the exterior that you can see outside the walls, but not. Everything looks new, almost brand new build, but in that older style and that ancient kind of a look to it.
Oh, okay, cool. That crosses one thing off my list. I thought we'd have to buy lumber and all that sort of stuff for repairs.
Nope, everything is brand new.
Cool. Okay, well then I'm good.
Does Jeremiah cook? Can he cook?
If you're asking
Dante
him,
will ask him. Dante.
yeah, he's yeah. You have a little conversation with me. I've learned to take care of myself, and it's only walking's not too far from Ropeburg. I'd like to stay out, but I think I could, especially along the outside, I could make my way in if I needed something. But
No. We'll supply you with what you need. Best that you stay here in the security of this keep and not give the position away by leaving it.
I see.
So we'll get you whatever you need for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can make a list. Would you like a list?
I'd love a list.
Okay.
If that'd be great.
Yeah, give me 15, 20 minutes, and I'll make you a list.
Yeah, that would be wonderful and very helpful. Thank you very much. Dante's already compiling his own list, by the way.
Okay. Okay. As he does go off and runs off and kind of makes his list, and he gives you one back. The list includes 4 bottles of Battenberg rum, sorry, which is like a specialty rum that you guys have heard of before, but it's not widely available. He asked for 3 decks of cards, a few games of sorts, like to keep himself busy and occupied. He also has a few kind of meats and different things that he said that he would like to receive, so like grocery-wise, but nothing too far from basics.
Why 3?
Wow, it's going to be a long time. That's at least a week for me. That'll last a week. You guys won't be gone that long, will you?
Okay.
Well, that's a good question. How long are you going to be gone? I mean, that's I would say that list is a weekly list. So if you need to multiply that,
you're not getting like more than 3 decks of cards, young man.
Well, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But the ROM needs to be multiplied by week. In the handouts is a map of Southern Alma. And you can see where Erickson passes, and it's not very clear where it is, and you guys are not familiar with the area, so you're not 100% sure where, but you know that there's establishments along the way. These are the big ones that are listed in Southern Alma.
Gotcha. Alright.
And this was
we
found...
go to Nakaroo.
Nakaroo. It's your world, man. Start heading there. So anything else at the keep? Anyone doing anything else?
Well, that morning Dante would have just done his usual calisthenics sort of exercise and stuff like that, just to, try to get back into things. But he's just sort of pumping himself up, ready to go.
Yeah, you actually find a good spot. You have 2 options available. There's the tree that's in Saoirse and Camiel's room. That would be good for that. Or you can go to Addie's place in the barn, and there is a climbing, like almost a apparatus, almost like a jungle gym built in this half of the barn that is meant to give her some outlet, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Either one of those would be suitable places for that.
Yeah, he'll just he'll use that, and the sand area where the pool is or the spa.
Oh yeah.
He'll
Yeah,
do
the training
running,
area does.
running and stuff, knife throwing. He'll do some weapons training as well. He'll mess around with the pistol a little bit, but he won't fire it at this time of day if it's too early. If no one else is up, he's not that inconsiderate. Unless Jeremiah was in bed and everyone else is up, then he wouldn't care. But
Okay, noted. So who all is going back to Rupert?
Brent?
Yeah, definitely. Need some ingredients.
All right.
Saoirse?
Saoirse would go.
Okay.
Oh, Camille doesn't need to go, so she's gonna stay.
Okay.
Gonna
You're
watch
staying with
over.
Jeremiah.
Right. Yeah, she's just gonna. I think what she would do is either either sleep some more or help Jeremiah around. I think.
Okay. So as the group prepares, you're taking the wagon and everybody.
Yep.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you guys continue. You guys can go off to Ropeburg. It's about a half day, a little bit less than a half day. So if you left early enough in the morning, you could make it there, and back. If you came back in the evening, like in the dark, or you can stay overnight in Ropeburg. It's up to you.
Well, it depends. Bran, did you want to stay the night, or do you want to make your way back?
Well, let's see everything you guys want to do first. So yeah. But yeah, you guys roll into Ropeburg. You know that you already have your kind of where everything is, and you have your space that you've already rented. So yeah, you guys can roll. Are you guys rolling straight into the middle of town?
That would be
The central district.
that'd be mine.
I certainly would.
Yeah, that'd be mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody roll a perception check.
Oh no!
I want to be really
Already.
careful. I want to be really careful.
Woof, Saoirse.
How's a 20 sound?
Good. Set up plus.
I only got a 9. I only rolled a 9. Jesus, my passive perception's like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's high. My passive perception is higher than that.
Saoirse, as you are strolling into town, and you guys turn into where the Boar's Nest, the kind of the back alley of this place where you guys have been, and where you had parked the cart before previously, across from the opening of the Boar's Nest is. Just hold on one second. Sorry, I had to cough. Is another member of the Talon. Same black uniform, same, possibly the same one that you had seen only a day or so previously. The previous day, actually, when you guys had gone to the casino.
And what's this? Is he looking at anything in particular? Watching? Does it look like this person is watching us come into town?
He looks like he's watching the door of the Boar's Nest. You guys pass by and he does not notice you. He doesn't look up from... It doesn't look like he's changed focus now that you guys have rolled past.
Okay, well, I will keep an eye on him as long as he is in sight.
Okay.
Yeah, surreptitiously, but, keep an eye on him. Try not to make myself stand out by watching this guy.
Okay. No problem there. I didn't say this before, but Emmy would have stayed back at the tavern, or at the keep, engrossed in her books, so she would be there for the day. So you guys are in Ropeburg. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, I'm shopping. So if anyone else wants to do whatever, I'm happy to go take care of that. If you guys have anything else you'd like to do.
Yeah, Bran has some shopping to do as well.
Okay, let's start with Dante, and then we'll go through everybody. If you guys are all going kind of separately or somewhat together.
All right. So he's not buying him that brandy or the rum or whatever he wanted. He'll buy him the 3 bottles of the stankiest rum.
Okay.
The cheapest rum. So 3 bottles of cheap rum, common rum.
Festival time, so it'll still be a little bit more expensive than normal, but yeah.
All right. So I'll just tell you what, I've sort of written down prices.
Okay.
So I'm going to get a barrel of ale.
Okay.
3 bottles of common wine.
Okay.
For the next couple of days, I've grabbed him a couple of loaves of bread, a hunk of cheese, and a chunk of meat. It's all in the PH.
Sure.
For games, I got him these 3 playing cards. I also got him a dragon chess set and a 3 dragon ante set. I figured, what's the point in getting games that you can only play by yourself? And then a pound of salt, 20 pounds of flour. I'll also grab there's water at the keep, isn't there? Like, I assume there's a water source.
There's a well there.
All right, that's cool. And I'll also, because you have to have a steady supply of milk and stuff, so I'll also buy a cow and a goat.
Okay. Yeah, there's 4 stalls available in the barn, so you got plenty of room for more animals.
Wonderful.
Okay.
A cow and a goat.
What's the player's book say for all that?
So it's I didn't actually add it all up, but I've got it written down.
Okay.
Give me 10 seconds and I'll tell you how much it all comes to.
Okay. There'll be a surge charge because you are in the most expensive outside of Soderham. This would be the most expensive place in Alma.
Okay.
And it's during festival time, so you'd be paying premiums for all the liquors and everything, all foods and stuff.
Oh damn it! I forgot the fish. So I need a barrel of fish, salted fish, and a barrel of salted meat probably as well.
Okay. Okay.
Do we get vegetables for him, or is he just happy living off that?
He'd probably be fine with the meat. He did not list vegetables on his list.
Wonderful. All right, I'll go sort that out.
How does the guy's teeth look again? Does he have scurvy?
By the time I get back.
You didn't notice it.
Well, we could grab what's some good preserved? We're just gonna
salted pork.
We're gonna have to, we'll get salted pork. We'll get salted fish, because obviously he's gonna love that. But we'll have to work out a way. We might actually, and on the trip up there, I'd say Dante would float the idea with the others. We may have to find some people to take care of the keep, like a family maybe, or somebody who wants to take up residence and do some farming and such for us, and just look after any day-to-day needs the keep has while we're away.
Isn't the idea to stay low profile?
Well, as long as they're happy living there and not traveling out. I mean, if we find someone who's like I said, a small family maybe, or a couple of old folks who are happy staying put, maybe it's probably not a bad idea. Like we've now got to go. Well, we haven't got that point yet. But if we get animals and we get plants and a garden, someone's got to look after it. We're not going to be there all the time.
Well, shoot. I actually had something planned for the garden.
Well, this is just him talking about it on the way up. Like,
Yeah.
he's not planning on planting a garden. Don't worry, that's not his plan is not to do that. He's happy with all the salted pork and barrels of ale that he can get his hand on, and the occasional,
Yeah.
basket of fruit.
I was just saying that I was just concerned because I kind of had something planned in advance, but of course Bran wouldn't know that at the time, so I can't say anything.
That's all good. He would just floated the idea. There's just an idea. If we this is our home, so we're gonna have to be a little self-sufficient at some point.
I mean, there's always Delilah, but I suppose she's got her own little manner.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Anyway. So, salted pork. I'll go back to my list now.
Don't mean to make you uncomfortable or anything.
Well, look, if things don't work out, she can always come and stay with us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll all take care of her. It'll be fine.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Can have her partner come around too. Added security.
Oh, well, if they really wanted to, but he seems like he's got a life, a career that he's trying to work on. I think, the way things are working out, that's fine. But, if it doesn't work out, she's got a place to stay, doesn't she?
Convenient.
We can teach her child, she can do be the servant around the keep. We'll pay him to look after the place. Or her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So you've done your you've got your food supplies for him, your little detailed stuff. Anything else that you personally are gonna want?
No. Unless some other magic items have popped up since then, no. He'll resupply what he needs, like oil, and you can never have too much oil, but and any sort of travel food rations. But I think he's pretty good at the moment.
Okay. As you're kind of I'll say that's fine. Bran, what are you looking for?
Bran will actually make his way towards the nearest, I guess, jeweler. Or a place that will sell gems of some sort.
Okay. There is definitely a couple of spots near the magic door in that same complex, that same area that would sell stuff like that.
Perfect. Okay. Brand's just gonna be window shopping right now. He's not looking for a particular gem, I suppose, like a specific kind. But he will be eyeing particularly the kind of gems that are clear, like that are kind of see-through. Does he see any kind of gem available?
Roll. I don't know. I have to become a gem geologist now.
Well, I mean, you could just say yeah.
Roll a perception check.
Perception. Great. Yay.
You do see 15. Yeah, you do find you go to the first place and you find a very large clear white diamond. You look at it and inquire, and it's about 5,000 gold.
It's That is a very expensive spell.
Mhm.
He was actually looking because it doesn't actually state like what size. It could be like any size. So is there?
What's the gold
Any other-
value of what you're looking for?
It actually doesn't say. It
Does
just
it-
says because eventually I'm going to have to crush it. I have to crush it so that it's powder. So it doesn't have a value.
What's the spell? Is it for a spell?
Yes, it is for a spell.
And it doesn't say. It usually says like a 500 gold piece gem or something like that.
It just says. Let me open it up. A pinch of powder made by crushing a clear gemstone. That's it.
Oh, just a pinch of powder.
Yeah, so it's like
Um,
a minuscule amount. Or would you say that's readily available in some sort of magic shop already, so I don't have to go through?
yeah. I would say that it would be much more like a component piece that you could find that. You could find a. You could buy. You could find a bag that had like 250's gold worth of crushed diamond or diamond powder. That would be that you could do that, and you could use that probably. I'll say that's at least 5 uses or so.
Okay, perfect.
If it doesn't have an amount, yeah, you can just use it as a pinch. Does it say that it's consumed each time?
Does I assume it consumes it. It does not say that it consumes it, but I assume it does.
Okay. Yeah. You do find the jeweler, and you start looking around, and you realize that these are big, expensive jewels that are being sold to. It's more of a noble
Nobles.
market. Yeah, it's much more the merchants and nobles that are buying these things for fancy reasons, not from that.
Not for crushing.
Yeah, you do find a little apothecary that has components, spell components, and you're able to find that a little pouch of crushed gemstone.
So that is 250?
Yeah, 250, and that would be good for 5 times, I would say.
Nice. Okay. Let's see here. That's actually all I need for that spell. But I also, since the magic door is actually right next door, is there anything new in stock? Or anything that catches the eye for particularly any of the party members?
You go in, and he recognizes you. Hey, it's Magic Door Guy. How's it going?
Is magic door guy.
How can I help you?
Well, I'm just looking around, see if there's anything new in stock.
Well, you guys were only here, 2 days ago, I think. So not much more. I think I got a lead on another pair of them boots, but don't have them quite yet. Maybe check, maybe next week.
Next week sounds good. We might
Yeah,
be
what
back by then.
happens is all the losers need a way to get home, so they like to sell some things. Hopefully, I can make some pull some good items, but we'll see.
I see. All right.
Yeah,
So
next week.
okay. So in that case, Emmy is also stocked up on parchment and ink, correct?
Yeah, she would have been. Let me look at one thing for her. Since I'm
No idea how wizards work.
Emmy 2, she's Emmy Prime. Equipment. Inventory. Yeah, she's got stuff.
All right. Well, in that case, Bran will walk over to the magic door that I assume is still in the corner.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
He's just gonna close his eyes and he's gonna open it up a few more times. Enjoy the hell out of that thing. And he will take his leave after some time.
Okay.
To proceed to his next list.
Very similar to the last time. Every time you open up, it's a new spot. You kind of feel a little bit of a rush each time you open it up with something new. But, yep. Where else are you going to go?
Never gets old. He will actually look around the marketplace for fruits.
Fruits?
Some fruits.
Oh, fruit. I think you said sprouts. I'm like, what the hell is sprouts? Yeah, fruits. You can find fruits and vegetables there. Definitely.
Okay. Just maybe he'll just get like a. I don't know if they have like some sort of basket or something that's just the various.
You could find a crate. Yeah, you can find a crate, especially of local produce. You'd find crates. Otherwise, you'd have to. The more expensive stuff is available by itself.
Yeah, maybe just a smaller crate.
Okay.
He's trying to. He's squinting his eyes. He's kind of looking at the list here. It's just scribbled on by somebody.
Add that to your Dante, since you're collecting the details of how much it is.
Yep. So what am I adding? List. A basket of fruit?
Yeah, like a crate of fruit.
Oh, a crate. Lovely.
Like a small crate.
A small crate.
Yeah. Nothing like...
Let me see if I can find... I'll find something.
A modest amount. Also, while we're here, what do we got for seedlings?
For specific trees?
Not necessarily trees, but actually, now that I think about it, that might be interesting. But mostly just, like vegetable seedlings, like carrots, tomatoes.
There's definitely a lot of that here. This being like the breadbasket of Alma, there's definitely agricultural section. So once you get into the actual kind of open market area, this is not near the mercantile section. It's not near the magic shops and everywhere else. There's a big, huge open market with everything, all fresh produce, kind of stockades near it, that kind of thing. And you're able to kind of find whatever you'd like there. As far as if you wanted to start planting produce, you could definitely do that.
Yeah.
Corn, potatoes, tomatoes, cucumbers, those type of things, all very everywhere. Ubiquitous there.
I forgot potatoes.
Well, Brand's growing them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It'll be a lot quicker than you think.
With Addie's and Jeremiah's poop.
There's a reason why the garden is right next to the...
Who gets to do the shoveling, Bran?
Well, obviously Bran.
Jeremiah.
The garden is his space. So how much would you say that would all cost? The seedlings?
You could get a good selection of seedlings for maybe, let's say 5 silver.
Cool. Alright. Deducting that. And the final round on my trip in the market is Bran will kind of pick up Addie and he'll go to the nearest, let's say leather worker.
Okay. Okay. You find a spot closer back over to the mercantile section, but yeah, you find somewhere that does leather work.
So what do we think about getting some barding for Addie?
So you walk into you walk into the first place, and you ask that question, and you look around, and it although they do leather work and they do other things, it's just it much more of a tailor than anything else, and you can tell that they're very scared just by being around Addie. As soon as you present Addie in the coming forward, present her and have her step forward, they definitely take steps back and are very reluctant to even move in her direction.
She's harmless.
You find a different kind of section where more of the adventuring materials, the weapons, and those types of things, and you do find someone that does more armory and armor pieces, that does also leather armor as well, and they size Addie up. And they basically tell you that they could do it, but because it's non-standard, it would be about double the price.
All right. So just for basic, like, leather barding, maybe some padded. What are we looking at here? Like, nothing special, nothing like plate armor or anything, or chainmail, just some standard.
Yeah, you could get a like a studded leather. They would charge you 100 gold pieces for after looking over Addie, because it would be a custom design.
Yeah. All right. Actually, could I add a little bit more gold to that order? To kind of request that it have a little bit of like sheep's wool
On the inside?
Yeah, because it might get a little cold up in the Scandies.
Okay. You're worried about your elbow getting cold, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, you could add, I'll say 150, you could get an insulated, studded leather kind of design that they would mock up. It would take about 2 weeks for you to accomplish.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, that actually might be by the time we're back from the Scandies, but, at least it's there.
Yep.
Actually, now that I come to think about it, I think the rest of the party should also get some sort of, like, insulated clothing.
It's not a bad idea.
Actually, yeah. I don't know about the whole survival aspect here, but
Don't we have... Let me have a look.
unless that comes with our standard bags that we came with.
No. Definitely would be something separate. And it all depends on where you're going, depending on how cold it is. If you actually get into the mountains and try to go over the mountains, you know that it's going to be very cold. And it definitely would affect things.
Well, actually, that might be something to bring up at the party. On what specific path we'll be taking. But regardless,
and from what you guys talked the previous day and talking about your going forward, none of you knew specifically where that place was. The name of it was Keelstone. It's in Amma, and it's northwest of the Erickson Pass. But
we have a general idea.
You have a general idea of where it is, and it is in the foothills in the mountains is where Erickson Pass is, and the Erickson Pass is actually cutting through. It's almost like a valley that goes between two of the mountains. It's one of the quickest ways to get to the other side of the mountains and over to skiing without having to actually cross the make a more treacherous path through the mountains themselves. But you don't know exactly where Keelstone was, and no one in the party had an idea of specifically where that is.
Well, it's probably best to be safe than sorry. So I don't know, maybe beforehand, Bran would have asked for specific measurements of the party members. And do they look like they have any like cloaks or heavy clothing on hand that would be suitable for cold weather?
Yeah, you could probably do some searching and find some things. No one in the party is extremely difficult to size as far as that goes. So general size would be okay. Yeah, you'd be able to find all that. I would say. Let's see. Yeah, I would say here in Ropeburg it would be probably you could spend another 50 to 100 gold and be able to get I'd say 50 gold and be able to get everyone at least a coat of some sort, a cloak that's lined, insulation for armor if that's the case, whatever the want may be.
All right.
So yeah, I would say for the whole entire group, it would be like 100 gold for everybody to have something that was fur-lined or increase their stamina, their cold stamina.
How much gold would it be to get a little bit of flair?
Per piece would probably be about 20 gold to get something special, but it would take longer. It would take... I would say the 100 gold you can find furs and linings and capes and those types of things off the shelf. If you wanted something specific, it would be a week or two, depending on how detailed you want.
Ah, shoot, they don't have any bear...
They do not. You do not look. You don't see any bear. You see a lot of cowhide, leatherhide that's been kind of treated in a way that it kind of gives it some depth and some almost like a buffalo kind of a fur kind of a feel to it. You see some wolves and coyote stuff, but you do not see any bear.
Ooh, well, actually, I'll go for wolf.
Okay. Yeah, there's a few. There's a. Actually, it's a cloak that's lined with a wolf pelt on the inside. Black cape with a wolf pelt on the inside.
All right. Dante's not the only one with style.
What style? Am I the only one with pythons? Pitons, sorry.
I think Saoirse has some too. Being a ranger.
You're adding this to the list?
Yes, she's got some. Let me just double check. Oh wait, I put those in her backpack. Yeah, she's got apparently one.
No, there should be 10. I think if you've got pitons, there should be 10 if they come with your pack.
Yeah, I think that's just a typo when I was moving things on her equipment list. So
at least 2 of us can scale and if we need to. Not that I'm expecting that. I'm also buying extra rope. I'm adding to this list, by the way. I just realized some stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and with that, with the cloaks and the seedlings and the crate of fruits, and the barding for Addie queued up, I think that's pretty much it. I'm good.
Saoirse.
She just needs some arrows, actually.
Oh.
That's the only reason she came. Yeah, she came to town just to get, basically just help watch their backs and to get some arrows.
Yeah, you're able to get as many arrows as you need. Not a problem here. One thing does catch your eye. Hold on one second. As you're kind of looking over the stalls, you see a lot of common weapons here, but you do see one that looks a little bit more gleaming. The metal is a little different than what you've seen before, and you inquire about it, and it is an how do you pronounce that? Adamantine?
Adamantine.
Oh,
yeah.
adamantine or adamantine.
It just has a very glaring sheen on it. Looks different than most of them that you've seen.
What exactly? Is it a sword? Is it a dagger?
Yeah, it's a one-handed sword. Like a long sword.
She would, looking at it, she would look up to the merchant and inquire, how much are you asking for this?
$650 gold.
Well, let's see.
It is not a plus weapon, but it is anti-anti.
Yeah. Means auto crits, as I recall. She will, being Miss Moneybags, pull out 60 platinum, 65 platinum. You said 650?
Yes.
Gold. So she will pull out 65 platinum and buy the sword.
Fair enough.
Yeah, hold on one second. You said something there that scared me. I have to look that to make sure that's true. Is that true that those crit automatically?
I think so. Here,
What?
let me double check. Adamant. I'm pretty sure adamantine weapons auto crit.
I was not aware of that.
Holy shit.
Trying to find the info for it.
Oh, it
I know.
always crits on objects.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go.
I can deal with that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because I know adamantine armor nullifies critical hits. So any crits if you have adamantine armor go to a regular hit. And I knew in some way an adamantine weapon.
But it doesn't on
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah,
right?
it's just objects. Okay, yeah, she'll still
It just
take
can't be
it.
dissolved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good with that. Crit damage every time was a little much for me, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I had my fingers crossed. I was thinking, please say I remembered correctly.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like 700 gold. Is that what I said? 650.
650, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, she will take that. And I will look it up under homebrew or something, or just add it.
Anything
Yeah,
else anybody need in Ropeberg.
I don't know. Dante's just gonna grab like some extra oil, the crate of fruit, which I think is about $1 for a crate. If you want it bigger,
Okay.
it's more.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
He'll grab extra rope. Two 50-foot spools of rope, and a hatchet. So just a hand
Okay.
axe, I figured.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, everything's good. Nothing else in Roper.
It's an extra 10 gold pieces too.
Okay.
75. Did you want to increase the price of anything?
I would say 80 gold altogether would be fine.
Okay.
As you guys are kind of leaving the market, you guys have finished your shopping duties and kind of returned to your cart, getting it loaded up, pulling out of the boar's nest kind of back lot, if you will, the barn, the holding area that you had been kind of established in. You see Delilah walking into the boar's nest, and she sees you guys and kind of waves you down. Oh, hi. Where have you guys been?
Dante looks at Bran.
Where are you guys going? She like kind of looks over the cart. It's kind of stacked with items.
Camping?
Oh, okay.
Adventure waits for no man or woman.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good luck, I guess. I just didn't know you guys were leaving already.
We'll mostly be back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Lieutenant and I actually are going to find a place starting next week. I may have to go back to Soderham for just a little bit, kind of smooth things over, but I'll be back to Roper soon. But yeah, I just wanted to say goodbye, I guess, if you guys are heading out.
Oh, well, we'll see you again, I'm sure.
Okay, well, you know kind of where to find me.
Well, if we ever do come back, we'll be staying here, and no doubt we'll make a fuss, and people will hear of our arrival and the brave things that we're accomplishing in our lives. And he sort of just like mockingly puffs himself up a little bit.
She does kind of giggle a little bit when you say that. Just a smile on her face.
But yeah, we do have to go. We thought you were busy, so we didn't want to bother you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But I'm glad I got to say goodbye. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. Tell Emmy and Camille thank you too.
Is no problem.
And she kind of waves at you as you guys kind of finish loading up the cart and heads off.
As she leaves, Dante's like, "Oh, if you if the child ever comes out a male, then you know perfectly well what to call it. Dante is a wonderful name. I'm sure it will hold them in good stead for the rest of their lives."
Yeah.
Bran's got a better ring to it.
No.
So short.
Well, Bran is short for Branimir.
It's too long.
It's the same amount of letters, Dante.
Dante's just right.
As they get stopped, does Saoirse notice the member of the Talon doing anything Or is that Talon soldier still where he was, watching the door?
Yes, he is. And now that you guys have kind of gotten to a certain point and kind of standing there and kind of being there for a little bit, he does make eye contact with you. Roll an insight check to see what he's up to. See if you can tell what he's up to.
17? Or 16, excuse me. It rolled twice.
That's okay. With the 16, yeah, he definitely checked you guys out, and his posture changed when he sees you guys. He doesn't make any movements. He doesn't. Nothing is obvious, and he's not moving in any direction or anything like that. He's just stationarily there. His posture did change, and he's definitely tracking you guys, but nothing obviously. Nothing obvious.
Okay. She'll make a note. She'll make a note of that and whisper something to Dante and Bran as they're chatting. There's a Talon soldier just across the street who seems to be eyeing us. I'm not sure if he's watching for us, but I noticed him when we came into town. He didn't notice us before, but now he's watching us.
Should we go say hi?
I think probably best to get back to the keep. But, I mean, if the two of you want to go say hi, I guess we can.
We might want to make sure we're not followed.
Agreed.
Well, I suppose if we leave, we can just keep our eyes open. We don't have to go talk to him. Well, if nobody else is interested in having a conversation with him, Dante just make sure, you know, everything's tied down, everything's ready to go on the cart. But he actually will wave at the guy as they leave. Like a little salute, just to acknowledge that they've spotted him.
Yeah, you definitely kind of freak him out a little bit as you go by and you wave to him. He takes a look around to make sure it's him that you're connecting with, and his posture definitely changes again. Kind of turns and looks away and starts walking back in a different direction of you. As your cart pulls down the street, you see him. As you continue to watch, he does kind of stop, and then begins not running, but at a quicker pace, move towards a different set of individuals within the water gardens.
Oh, silly! He just gave himself away. Or his companions away. Anyway. I'm feeling good about this, guys.
Is there a way that we can disguise our tracks of the wheels, the wheel tracks, or perhaps even mask it in some way?
You're in the city as of right now, and you will be for a good 15-20 minutes away from the central district, out of town. So tracks would probably be not the number one way they would locate you. It would be some other way. So tracking wouldn't be the easiest thing to do in that situation, because there's tons of tracks, tons of horses, tons of people around, especially in that central district.
I'm sorry, I mean specifically outside the city walls.
Yeah, you guys... Alright, is there anything that you guys want to do to be able to do that? Would be the better question.
I was actually thinking if that was up Saoirse's alley. she would know about how to track something, so I assume she would also know how to make something be untrackable.
I'm up to listen to anything.
Yeah. Well, I think what Saoirse has in mind right now is to maybe bob and weave a bit through as they're walking down the street, find some narrower alleys.
And you guys have
And
a
then
full cart. 2 donkeys, a full cart, an owlbear.
Now we're pretty hard to miss.
Yeah. Roll. You can either roll a survival or a stealth check as you kind of move into the city and kind of move around to try to divert attention from yourself, or make it not a straight shot. Would be the best way to say it. Roll either one of those.
Well, I know which one I want. Stealth.
Oh boy.
And that's at advantage because of your elven boots?
Yeah, boots of elven kind.
Okay, so I'll take that out because you're in the cart and you're not just walking by yourself. But I'll still take that 19.
Yeah, that's fine. And I was just double checking it. It's for sound only. So
okay.
they help deafen any sound. So, yeah.
Okay, so
I'll take a 19. I'll take a 19
19
too.
19 is nothing to sneeze at here. Yeah, you kind of weave and bob through a couple of back alleys, kind of grabbing the reins away from Dante and kind of pulling it into town a few blocks before kind of moving kind of parallel towards the main road and then bob back in. And you think you do a quick scan after that, and you do not seem to have found anyone following you at that point. Anyone that was coming or was following you, there doesn't seem to be anything following you at this point. And it's later in the day. You guys could take off now and push through. You probably get back to the keep probably midnight, 1 o'clock or so. But be a long day. But you guys could definitely do it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay. So yeah, you guys continue to travel back. Camille, what are you doing with Jeremiah today?
Well, first I think she would have checked on him and see what he's doing, and if there's anything she can do to help. If not, she would have proceeded to go outside to check on the gardens, the growth of the plants. See if there are any pretty little flowers that she can possibly do stuff with.
Yeah. You talk to Jeremiah. He's in the war room. There are some books that some are in Emmy's room, some are in the war room. And they've kind of he's got a selection of books that they've kind of the Emmy has allowed him to take to the war room and while she's away, so that he can begin the research as long as it's because those ended up in her place. He sees you kind of staying back with him and you checking on him a little bit, and he's you didn't want to go with your friends today?
No, not really. There's nothing for me to do out there, and besides, it's so nice and quiet here.
I have this history book if you'd like. It's the It's between 350 BK and 300 BK. It's a complete lineage of one of the noble families. If you'd like to read it, it's quite a page turner.
And Camille kind of, at first her eyes like lighten up a little bit, and then the moment he says something about history and all these numbers, she blinks her eyes, maybe a little confused, and hesitantly kind of reaches to the book. I'll sure, if you think that I'll enjoy this, I suppose I can give it a try.
Are you much into history?
No, not really.
How about this? I have something else. It might be more in your vein of interest here. And he pulls his satchel that's next to him, leans over to it. You can hear him whisper something, and it unlatches, and he pulls out one of the sound boxes that you had seen previously. He puts it on the table, and I think this would probably be maybe more your speed, or at least easier to. This is quite detailed. I think it goes into a lot of lineage. It's very detailed. So this is a little bit more fun, I think, actually. Hold on one second.
Fourth year, third month, and sixth day of the reign of King Bertrandier, 488 BK. Yesterday was another victory won by our intrepid adventurers. A tribe of combative lizard folk had taken hold of the small town of Borum. Crownsguard had been defeated, and the primitive lizard folk had kept some of the townsfolk to be eaten later at a grand feast. Word from a squire quickly reached our camp, nearly half-day travel away. Atlas was awoken by the squire, but within 10 minutes the camp was packed away and the team was on the run, headed to Borum. What 30 Crownsguard could not keep at bay, the Vindex eliminated with grace and ease. Soraya Sapbottom, the small druid, was able to quickly eliminate a pair of watchtower guards by causing the pull of the earth on them to reverse completely. They hurtled skyward before she'd released the spell, causing them to return to the earth in a very painful crash of bones, scales, and primitive armor. Once screams and crashing of the falling were heard, everyone whom exited the central guardhouse where they were held up were met by a very large raging barbarian Goliath and his large blackened warhammer. Those who tried to escape were met by Valor, who is nothing like any healer or holy man I've ever seen. A true specialist that swung a deadly blade with one hand and distributed magical healing to a group of hurt townsfolk with the other. Atlas continued on to the main quarters, where he alone struck down a lizard folk shaman attempting to cast a fireball spell that would have killed many of the captives and done a great bit of damage to Atlas himself. The group works with synchronicity that only happens after years of facing combat together and years of trusting each other to accomplish the task needed to be done at any given time. 12 souls were saved today because of their efforts. Hero is the word most widely used, but I also think awe-inspiring suits them well.
Turn it down. So what'd you think of that? That's a little bit more interesting than the lineage there.
Something about the lizard folk. Never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen Ropeburg's a pretty popular town. You see a lot of things. Let me tell you, a lot of things. But yeah, they're around, definitely.
Are they common?
I wouldn't say common. Definitely a rarer folk. Definitely more of they don't really particularly like civilization, and they're much more rare now than they were before. But yeah, as far as I know, they still exist. There's still pockets of them that can be found. They tend to stay to their own.
Cameo at this point, when she was listening to that, she was very concentrated, rather.
Mhm.
But there is a little bit of confusion in her face, but she doesn't really say much. Oof. Mr. Moose. Oh yeah, she'll look to Jeremiah again and basically ask, "Are they normally evil?"
Lizard folk.
Yes.
Well, I don't know that evil is the right word. They do believe that humans are fair game as far as food, and us human folk don't really believe that. I think that's where most of the conflict would arise.
Oh, I see. Again, befallen into pride, always trying to lay claim to something that doesn't belong to them.
Well, I don't know anyone that wants to be eaten.
Of course no one wants to be eaten. But that's the reason as to why nature is so wicked.
Survival is something, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You do crazy things for survival. Once in a while. This was great! I like this! So, are you just going to be staying here the whole day?
Yeah, there's so much new information here in these books, and it's quite enjoyable, especially to be able to confer with someone. With Emmy, she's very knowledgeable in these things and has a good grasp of these things, so it's very fun.
Oh, you should have met our older friend, Boltzmann. He was a little depressing, but he was always so smart.
I think I did meet him the first time. I believe so. I don't remember, but I think so. Where did he end up at? He was with you, and then he wasn't.
Camille seems to have regret bringing him up. She takes a moment to think, and then she looks at Jeremiah with a smile, a bright smile. Well, I'd like to think as all of us as books. We all have different pages, and we all have different stories. And I think his story with us had come to a short end. Maybe a little later on in his book he'll come back, we never know. But there are just certain things that he needed to do that didn't include us in his story.
I like that analogy. That's a very good analogy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very suiting, I believe.
I just hope he doesn't get himself killed.
Again, survival. Always comes back to that, doesn't it?
It does. Are you going to be okay here? I know that Dante's been a little hard on you, but he's a good person on the inside. Just get to know him a little better. Maybe prove yourself. I don't know. You don't have to.
What should I do to prove myself to Dante?
Don't let him push you around.
Yeah.
I
kind of have that, that personality. It kind of leans in that direction. Much rather survive, if you will, by running rather than fighting.
Oh, you can always run away from your problems, but the thing is, it's always going to catch up with you, so what's the point?
True. Dante is pretty good. I saw him the other day. I saw him in the barn doing... Well, I saw him in the pool as well, but that's a whole different subject. He's very intimidating is what I'm trying to say.
You saw him in the pool?
Well, not on purpose.
She squints her eyes and tries her best not to smile.
It was inadvertent.
Really?
I tried not to look, but it's very hard to not look.
Oh. Well, yes. Well, he is rather in your face most of the time, and he's not very shy.
Yes. No,
So-
not very shy at all. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'll definitely try to stand my ground more often, especially with Dante.
Because if you don't stand up for yourself, no one will. And I won't be here all the time. But I do have a really, really quick question.
Yeah, sure.
What do you know about the Shadow Queen?
Well, very, very limited information. The problem with the Shadow Queen is that it's hard to be able to have good records when a civilization is being attacked and under fire and the infrastructure is gone. The first thing that goes is being able to record information because it's no longer the focus. Again, survival becomes much more important than keeping track and keeping a record. So these waves of attacks that have been in Patrium, obviously with what we know now, we can kind of attribute them to the Shadow Queen, but for the past 1,000 years that's not always been the case. It's not been one person that's been leading these charges. There's been waves of different cult uprisings and different attacking groups, and internal strife was a big problem in the beginning. Lots of misinformation as well. So it's not like we know what exactly is going on. We just can look at it from this side of the perspective now that we have seen those letters and can kind of put pieces together. If she really is been in charge or pulling the strings, if it will, pulling the strings of these different attacks and the conflict that Patrium's seen over the past 1,000 years, that's quite a legacy.
But does anyone know the reason as to why she is the way that she is, or is it, as you say, long forgotten history?
Well, again, with very little information to go on, don't really know. We didn't even know that it was her the entire time until now, so she just hasn't been a big player. There's always been other names. There's always been other people. There's always been other things that contribute.
She hasn't been a big player, but she's been a smart one.
It seems so.
I see. Well, alright. This was very great. I should talk to you a lot more.
No, yeah, that's why I'm here.
And if you do need any help with anything, I am right here.
I appreciate that.
Of course. And I appreciate you. Alright, well, I'll go ahead, and I'm going to go
I
ahead.
hope Dante comes back. I think he was going to get us some salted pork, is what I heard last. That's a very, it's one of my favorites.
You seem to be very excited for Dante to come back.
Well, I mean the group in general, yes. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
And the supplies, yeah.
right. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to wait on them. And hopefully they arrive soon and safe.
I'll continue reading my book, and I'll let you know if there's something more exciting that happens.
Alright, thank you, Jeremiah. And she walks off and waits by, I suppose, a garden area. And just waits for the others to arrive home.
Okay. The others do get in. It is much later than... It's late. It's probably about 1 o'clock in the morning by the time you spent all that time shopping and avoiding the main roads for a little bit, and by the time you get back on track, it's a good still half-day travel. So yeah, it's late in the evening when you guys pull into the keep. You guys remember the tree that is planted there as you're pointing the way now to your new castle key, your new keep, as it will, and you make it there without issue. You guys can get in late, unpack the supplies, kind of get everything ready. And you guys can take another rest, and then wake up the next morning. What are you guys doing?
What an eventful trip. Dante's going to make sure all the new livestock, the goat and the cow, are. I didn't get the pig, did I? I didn't say I got a pig. No,
you got a goat and a cow.
the goat and the cow.
I'll allow you a pig, though, if you want a pig.
Okay. So we got a pig, a goat, and a cow. The pigs are good for getting rid of the scraps, so we don't have to worry about, taking care of too much. And when it gets big enough, we can slaughter it for food.
My Labrador does the same thing, but continue.
But he'll start unpacking the cart and rearranging things and pestering Bran about putting stuff in the bag of holding for the trip. That sort of thing.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you guys leave the keep the next morning?
Actually, yes. Bran would like to plant his seedlings in the garden.
Okay. I'll say that, yeah, you could do that. You could take a little bit of time in the morning. Probably getting a late start as it is because of the late time home, but being able to spend a few hours out there planting, especially if somebody was willing to help. I'm sure you could find help from the group.
Camille will help, definitely.
Yep. It's our 7 days to die all over again. And you guys
Gotta
can
wait for the zombies.
They're coming. I mean, you can continue.
Put spikes on the walls.
You lost your artificer, your engineer, so. Yeah, so anything else you guys wanted to do the next day?
Actually, Camille would like to talk to Bran while they're planting stuff because she did want to catch up on what happened when they left.
Okay.
So while she is helping him plant the seedlings, she is just having this conversation with him. So what exactly happened while you were gone?
Well, not much really. I managed to secure your creative fruits. Bran
Which
kinda
I am
gestures.
very, very thankful for. Thank you so much. I'm shocked you understand my little scribbles.
It was,
She squints.
it was, it's great.
You're such a liar. You're such a
said it.
dirty little liar.
Never claimed.
I am trying my best to learn these common languages and write. And the only thing I've ever written on is dirt.
Well, I'm not the best at reading either, so,
Oh?
could have just been my eyes.
Well, you are a little old, are you?
Those are fighting words, Cam.
Oh, you want to fight?
I'm here to plant
Yeah,
my seedlings in the
don't
ground.
be so mean in front of the children. And she kind of guards the seed.
Speaking of which, Bran kind of clears his throat. You have a connection with nature, don't you?
No. Of course I do.
Bran kind of gives her a flat look when she says no. Well, do you think you could do some sort of blessing for these little seedlings here? Some sort of prayer?
I definitely could do that. Why? Do you have very little faith in your plans and skills?
Well, I just want to make sure these last.
Well, your hands do seem like they have been in a farm before.
Bran kind of falls silent.
You have been in a farm before.
I grew up on a farm, Cam.
You-
Family of farmers.
Really?
Farms.
She scoots towards him a little closer. Do tell. I hear all about these farms and how you can plant things. Like you don't have to be in a forest for that. You take care of the
Well,
land and
yes.
animals.
Yes, among other things.
Mhm.
When you have a society as big as Patrium, you gotta have a way to feed all the people that live there.
So, how did you go from being a simple farmer to a soldier?
Well, as you know, Patrium is not exactly the safest place. And, well, when the recruiting came around, younger Bran, well, couldn't exactly deny the taste or the want for glory.
Mm-hmm.
And Bran kind of trails off. Instead, decides to focus on the plants, the seedlings.
Oh, don't stop there.
It's a long, drawn-out story, Cam.
Well, we've got all the time in the world, don't we? We're planting these little babies into the ground. I don't want to be hearing Dante yelling from across the courtyard all the freaking time. He's all I hear. Talking to himself. It's weird.
Well, Jeremiah is in the room.
Oh. She kind of she shuts her mouth and just looks away.
Bran kind of looks over his shoulder to see if Jeremiah is nearby.
But no, wait.
No, he's
So
inside in the war room.
Alright, good.
before I do give my blessings to these babies, right? There's a huge chunk of your story that needs a little bit of clarification. So, you were a wee boy and you were in a farm. You were taking care of the animals and the plants. And then you became a soldier to prove your worth as a man. You killed people. Many people. Maybe too many people. And then, after that, what happened? Did you ever go back to farming? Did you ever go back to your parents? Did you meet a lovely woman?
The frown on Bran's face gets deeper and deeper as she mentions every topic. Until he finally just kind of grunts in response. Just a simple grunt.
She smacks his shoulder. Words! I need answers. Or is that too personal? Am I making you uncomfortable? Is it too personal of a question?
Bran sighs and eventually gives way a little. I never did see my parents again, Cam. Hell, I don't even think they're alive anymore.
Oh. Well,
Had
now
lots
I
of
feel-
brothers and lots of sisters. They probably still somewhere in Patrium. I honestly think I wasn't even missed. Too many of us to count.
Don't say that. Where I'm from, every child is a gift. Right?
Well, different cultures, I suppose. Had to have more able hands out in the farm.
Well, don't you ever want to go back?
Atrium?
To your possibly to your brothers and sisters of Ameni.
I'm not sure if I'd like what I'd find there.
All right. Well, I think you're special, and I'm happy you're with us.
Well, I appreciate that, Cam.
Are you lying to me? Say it to my face. Look at me. Don't look at the ground.
Brand rolls his eyes and he...
Don't roll your eyes at me.
I'll do what I damn well please.
I will shove this handful of dirt into your face.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Trey.
God, I just saw the... I'm sorry, I just saw the Discord.
Sorry.
That's pretty much it.
God damn it, Dante.
Yeah. Stardew Valley.
But alright, I've been poking around maybe a little too much, and I apologize if it was too personal, but we never really had the chance to really sit this out and talk, you know? We've always been on the move. And I still have to ask Dante a couple of things, and he owes me a story! That little bastard! Up until today, he still hasn't told me a story. And he owes me one.
It's probably because he's saving up a real good one.
You think so?
Knowing Dante, it probably is. He's always got a story.
Everyone has a story. Alright then. Well, is that the last of the seedlings?
I do believe so.
Alright then. So, we shall see if maybe a bit of a blessing will help. Yeah?
I'd appreciate that, actually.
Well, personally, I don't think they need it, since you do have really warm farmer's hands. But, alright. Camille digs her fingers into the soil, closes her eyes, and just concentrates. She doesn't speak a prayer outwardly, it's more internally that she is giving the blessing of plant growth to the seedlings.
Are you going to be doing that as like an action, or the
Roll
8-hour one?
Roll a religion check.
It's actually a spell.
Oh, she's got a spell for it?
It's a
Okay.
spell,
Yeah.
plant growth.
Both of the ancients.
Um,
There you go, plant growth.
okay. Creature moving through the area must have been... Oh.
It's basically just a blessing to the plants.
Gotcha. Oh, you can use it...
RP purposes.
Yeah. Well, you can use it as an action, because it becomes rough terrain, basically.
1 action or 8 hours.
Creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves.
Mm-hmm. This is just for RP purposes.
Yeah. You have a thick, well, you have a thick, lush cornfield of whatever you've planted there. So you have a little bit of a prayer, and you see the plants begin to take root and settle in little bit of growth, even though it's only been seconds instead of days or weeks. You see specific plant growth. I would say that this as an action would be any plant growth of like vines and different things that are anything that's right there. Talking about this, we'll kind of use it as a blessing and say that this begins to take root immediately and it makes a very healthy, nice plant, and every seed planted is able to kind of germinate correctly and gives you a nice, very good setting for your plants.
Thank you, DM.
Hey. Might be getting those potatoes real soon.
Mm-hmm. Anything else anybody else want to do before we go? Before you head out? No. Let's take a 5-minute break, and then we'll start by heading out when we come back.
We're back! We're back! Yay! Excited! Game.
All right.
Alright, Pooh.
Eeyore.
Get back on the stream.
Succotash, Eeyore.
Succotash.
That's
That's not Eeyore. Suffer and Succotash is
Tigger.
Sylvester.
No,
Yeah.
Tigger.
The wonderful thing about Tigger is the wonderful things.
Tigger has some lists.
The wonderful
one
thing
would
about
take a list.
Tigger are wonderful things.
There you
Okay,
go.
I'm gonna mute myself. You guys are killing me.
No, we're live. It's all content. Hashtag all content.
God.
All content?
All content.
Everything is content?
Everything is
Everything
content.
is
Behind the
content.
All content.
Everything is content.
Okay, I'm gonna leave this party.
So, Wizards of the Coast, if you'd like to, promote or otherwise pay us to play Dungeons and Dragons, we're clearly,
Top-notch roleplay.
yeah,
Absolutely.
professionals.
Professionals, yes. Professional is the word.
Thought the bird was
How's everybody doing? Everyone back? Everyone good?
Yep.
Everybody fully hydrated? Good. Glad to hear it. Let's continue.
Breathe in.
So, breathe in Hold it. and breathe out. So what would you guys like to do? You guys, it comes up about a little before, I'd say 10, 11 o'clock. By the time the garden has been planted, the wagon has been packed, the supplies from the previous day have been passed around, the furs and the winter supplies have been gathered and stowed for future use.
Aren't we heading off?
Yeah.
Mhm.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah.
That's what Dante was getting everything ready. Again, pestering you about putting as much as they can in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Actually, I might actually take some few sausages and store it away for Jeremiah nibble on.
What do you mean? He's got salted
Okay.
pork.
Well, I know, but just that to conserve more.
He doesn't deserve brand sausage.
Oh man, everybody deserves brand sausage.
Wizards
Actually,
of the Coast, professional.
To the mighty, and to the poor, everyone deserves brand sausage. You're laughing now, but you just wait. He'll become like a business
You
move.
too could have brand sausage.
It's gonna be a worldwide.
I just can't wait to see Bran on Idle Champions.
Special ability.
Sausages.
Replenishes his
Rain.
health after downing an entire bag of sausages.
You get a
That's-
sausage.
that's
You
true.
get a sausage. You get a sausage.
Cleric sausages that heal. So you guys pack the things and you are ready to roll out. So leaving Jeremiah behind in the keep. Any last words of advice for him, or are you guys good to go?
Just for clarification, I am taking Addie.
Yes. Assume so. Emmy would make sure that he has the books that she decided that he could get while he was gone. Read
She
through.
deemed worthy.
Yeah.
Gave him her table scraps.
She's collected quite a few of her own and has hers with her. And you guys begin to head out. And you guys begin to head south.
So Dante would just like to tell Jeremiah to make sure he takes care of Beaker, Bishop, and Sapling.
Oh my god.
You can remember those next week.
Yep. The pig Sapling, the goats Beaker, and the cow is Bishop.
Hold on, let me get this. Let me get a piece of paper. I don't remember these things real well. So, okay, the pig is
Sapling.
Okay. Sapling.
Yeah.
Okay. What
And
can I
just
ask? Why
any waste
sapling?
products, pretty much any. He just stares at him, and then keeps going.
Never mind. It's not important. What?
Any scraps you can basically feed him. Like, man, this pig will chew through bone. And
Really?
Yep. And the goat is Beaker.
Okay.
Yep. And the cow is Bishop.
Bishop.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, is there a reason for that one, or
Just stares at him again.
no reason? Okay, just asking. Just asking. Okay, sure. I'll look after the animals. Not too sure how to do that, but we'll figure that out. I think I may have a book somewhere.
They eat
Some
grass.
advice on that.
The pig eats scraps.
Yeah,
You'll figure it out.
yeah, got that part. Well, what do you feed the cow?
Grass.
Grass.
But just make sure
okay.
you milk it. I think it's getting
Milk?
close. Yeah, I think it's getting close to needing a milking.
It's a female cow. Okay, sure.
Yes.
Well, okay. I'm just asking.
What are those? They're teats.
I'm aware. Yes, I have seen teats before. Yes.
All right, just look after the cow. If she starts getting restless and she's bulging downstairs, you might have to milk her.
Okay, I can do
Keep him away from the garden.
that. Okay. You see him furiously, like, writing everything down as you guys are leaving. Lots of okay. Well, I'll do my best here.
Oh, wait a minute.
Manure gets over there too.
Yeah. Scoop the manure. We're leaving the cart behind, aren't we?
The cart?
Are we? Because do we have to go through, actually into the mountains, or is there a pass we're going through?
That's the thing that we don't know.
It's near the pass, but we're not sure where the actual town is.
Probably best to leave the cart. So take care of Clockwork and what's his face? I already forgot his name.
Priest.
Priest. That's it. It was on the other page. I didn't have enough time to turn it. Clockwork and Priest. Make sure you take care of them. They like salt, but don't give them too much.
I see.
As a treat.
Okay. I'll do my best here.
Guys, we really need to hire someone to take care of this place.
I think that's probably wise. If you see someone along the way that could send them this way, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
All right, I'll stop digging around
I
here.
can definitely. I am a very good overseer of duties of such. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the goat? That's for Jeremiah.
The goat is no, it's not Jeremiah. It's Sapling. Sapling. Yes.
Yep, good overseer, huh?
Oh my god.
Mm.
Dante just walks away.
Detail oriented is what I am.
Dante just walks away.
You know there's an easy way to tell if it's male or female, right?
Are you talking about the goat now, or are you talking about the cow, or
Both.
Yes, I am aware of the anatomy issues that differences that may result in the male and female of those species.
Just wanted to clarify. Okay, I'm good.
I was at the wrong angle. Like, anyway,
Yes.
we're fine.
Yes,
We're
just
good.
make
We're
sure
good.
you don't. Yeah, just make sure you don't try to milk the male when you meant to milk a female. Just
That'd be difficult.
probably won't go over well.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of interesting places in Roper, but yes, we understand that. No problem there.
She gags a little bit.
And you guys are ready to head out.
Ready? Oh my god.
More than ready to hug out. So yeah, as you guys
Yes, there's a stick of milk.
sure that's milk. Yes, you are able to head out. Let's leave quickly. And you guys begin your journey south. Saoirse, roll me a survival check, and I need one person to roll me a perception check as well.
22 for that survival check.
I figure you guys wouldn't have anybody else do survival checks for you, so.
It's a pretty safe assumption there.
And then I need one other person to roll me a perception check, and then
I can do that.
Yeah,
Go for it!
I'll pass.
Hell yeah! There you go.
I rolled 11
Hey.
for a 20.
okay. So Saoirse, you are able to kind of steer off in the general direction of southern Nama, moving towards the south. With a 20, you are on the lookout. You don't see anything of importance. So there was nothing as far as anything from left over from the day before or anything like that. Everything seems clear, and you guys have a fairly safe rest of the day of travel. It gets towards evening time, close to later in the day. You guys are near the main road and have pulled off just for a moment. Hold on one second. You guys have pulled over off of the main road for just a moment. Kind of, you're no longer on the cart, right? You're just walking, right? Sorry. You guys have taken a rest. Right around evening time, right around 4, 5, 6 in the evening. You're near the main road, and Saoirse, you get a almost tingling sensation. Sometimes you have to focus on this, but this time you don't. Something is pulling you in a direction. You hear and you feel something. Almost that sensation of that primordial thing where you can sense the evil around you. You have this kind of flush feeling, this tingling sensation. Sometimes you kind of have to focus on it, but this time it's powerful enough you just feel it. It's very weird. You feel this sense of something undead. You feel this energy that's pulling you. You feel the sensation. You can kind of push in a single direction and feel where it is at. It's not a single ping like a single object or a single creature. It's bigger than that, a little bit wider than that, larger than a normal person. You focus on it for a moment, and for a moment you get flashes, images. You see a patch of woods where nothing grows. You see a dome of darkness. You see a dead area sunken into the exposed mud. And you hear a muffled cry for help. And then darkness. Before it begins repeating. Flash of this woods. An area where nothing grows. Sunken into the mud. A cry for help. And then darkness. And you have a sense that it is somewhere within a mile of you is where this ping is coming from, this sensation and this tide experience, similar to what your ability is, but different.
She would share this with the others. I'm sensing something. Camiel, are you, or do any of you have a feeling of something, I want to say darkness and death close by here in the woods? I feel like there's...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. She probably would just trail off.
Can Camiel sense anything, DM?
You take a moment to kind of focus, clear your mind, try to focus on if you feel that energy. Mm-hmm. And in your nose, you get this smell. It's not unsimilar to what you smelled previously around the Shadow Queen. It's different. Mm-hmm. It's not as deep. It is not as dark. It is not as full of body of what that was. Mm-hmm. Not as intense, but there is that smell. There is that smell, and as you focus on it, you begin to see images in your mind. A patch of woods where nothing grows. A dead sunken area in exposed mud. A muffled cry for help. And darkness.
Yeah, she'll share that with the rest, as well as like the images that she's seeing in her head. And she looks at Saoirse. Well, I do sense something. Should we do something about it?
I'm not even sure what to make of it. I've never experienced anything like that before. You know, I can usually sense if I focus, but it might be worth checking out.
What did a lot of you think, Branimir?
I don't think Bran could sense any of that, could he?
But she's basically asking if he'd like to check it out.
Oh, as Camiel asked you, if you feel anything or sense anything, you take a moment and close your eyes. Not even casting a spell, not even activating anything. You see these pictures. You see these same flash of images. A patch of woods where nothing grows. A dead sunken area exposed in the mud. A muffled cry for help. And then darkness.
What in the...
What exactly?
I just saw the same thing.
Dante sits there and tries to concentrate. You hear him just go sniffing the air.
Dante, you again feel the same thing. Once you focus on it, It reaches out. You see a flash of images. A patch of woods where nothing grows. A dead, sunken area exposed to the mud. A muffled cry for help. And then darkness.
What exactly is that? Where is
Do we
it?
see a dead patch of woods?
You did not see a dead patch of woods, but Saoirse knows the general location. It is still to your south, and it is east of the main road.
Oh well, if we have a general direction, and it is still going south.
It is more east than south, but it is definitely still south.
Do we check it?
Camiel wants to.
Saoirse?
It's not that far out of the way, from what I can tell. It's just east of the road.
Bran?
If it's tied to the undead threat, I say we eliminate it.
Okay. If everybody else is agreed, then let us check it. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah.
As a laugh to himself.
It is not far from where you guys are. Saoirse, you can feel that it is probably within. It's about a mile away. They're the easiest. You kind of cut in, and the surrounding area is still. You feel the change starting to happen between kind of the agricultural flatlands and plains to a little bit more sweeping hills and a little bit more hidden kind of foothills, almost getting closer to the mountains as you travel southward. And as you kind of do, you go off the main road. You begin heading east in the direction, a little bit south, but more east than you were off of the main road. And you begin walking until you hit an area. And currently it is, by the time you reach it, is the golden hour. You see the sun setting, and you see the trees kind of having this silhouette. You look at this kind of area, and what you see is, you see on these trees, there's a patch, probably about 4 or 5 trees that are around the outside. Each of them fully green, lush, full on one side. But on the other, around the radius of this circle, you see stripped trees. The tree bark is there. There's no leaves. There's nothing growing on that side. It looks like even the branches don't extend as far on this side. It looks like everything is being pushed, or life is not existing in this radius or around the center of this thing. I'll show you a map of what you're looking at.
Nice.
The trees are on the outside, all lush and full on the outside, all dead and stubbly on the inside. This large mud pit that goes around. It's nearly 70 to 80 feet across in the middle. But in the middle is a 60-foot radius of darkness. You see the dome almost going up, covering the top of it, going around. You see the mud around it. You can't see through it. It is complete darkness. But as you approach, the flashes of imagery, no longer needing to concentrate, each of you have this flash, patch of wood. You see it, and you can see this is exactly where it was. This dead, sunken area that's exposed in the mud. You look and you see it's exactly where this is. You hear this muffled cry for help. And for a moment, you can't tell, is it in your head or is it here?
Camiel sees this, and immediately her heart drops because of all the just the death to the land itself. And it's like instinctively she wants to just dive into the dome, but she looks towards everyone else to see their reaction.
Would this be similar to what Bran saw a very long time ago, but with the where they first encountered the Fae in the trees, with the decay that was spread there, back with Wisteria,
say-
rather Needy, and Wolfgar?
I will say that a more contemporary example of what you saw here, what you're looking at, it almost looks similar, and with Emmy there with you, it almost looks like what she cast the first time that you guys met her. In your original fight with the Talon, she had cast this darkness, magical darkness that cannot be seen through. It looks similar. It looks similar to that.
So
And
Emmy
also
can,
with you, I would say that Emmy would be able to kind of tell you guys that it looks very similar to what I can do. I don't know what it is though. I've never seen it just being somewhere. I've always seen it cast as someone's spell.
and
You
would
think
Emmy
that-
know? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Ash, quiet. Sorry. Do you think that someone could be inside there, perhaps trapped? Is this some sort of spell that they're using to maybe protect themselves? You think? Is that possible?
It's definitely possible, but I don't know. I hear something. I can't tell though if it's just in my brain or if it's something here.
And to that, Gamia will look to the dome and cry out, "Is there anyone there?" Does she?
As soon as you say that, you feel in your head that cry for help become louder and clearer. Help! Help! All of you, in the same time, feel it in the back of your head. Help! Help me!
Dante shakes his head. This feels like a trap. This doesn't feel right.
I agree with Dante. There's something not right about this.
But what if it isn't? And there's just someone in there crying for help, and we're just going to stand here, do nothing?
If we storm in there, all of us could fall in trouble and I'll save nobody.
I know.
Can we... sorry?
No, go ahead.
Is there any way to just get rid of the darkness? Like, Dante's seen somebody dispel before. Has Bran dispelled or MV? MV, sorry.
It fucking sucks because I actually just unlocked the spell magic, but I didn't prepare it for today.
Oh,
That's
no.
It
hilarious.
sucks. It sucks.
Emmy does not have.
I've
spell magic.
seen wizards able to get rid of other people's spells. Like, does anybody? Can we do that? Is anybody able to do that?
I just did a detect magic, but I can't get rid of it. I'm afraid I don't know that.
I can do something like that, but I don't think I'm capable of doing it today.
Well, it's getting late. We could stay.
This person is crying out for help. If there is somebody in there, like I said, it feels like a trap. Dante's
Kimio, make a wisdom saving throw to be able to tell if you believe that the voice is coming is once it's being cast to you, whatever's being in your brain, if you believe that to be Let me just see what your determination level would be. Roll me a wisdom check.
Okay. Let's see. 21.
So as the others bring up the
Nice.
talk about the trap, you begin to understand what they're saying and kind of give into that possibility that may be more of a valid answer. You still have concerns.
Mm-hmm.
You still believe this could be something. You still believe that you still believe that could be something. There could be something there that's worth saving. But the idea of a trap is still very high.
Okay. Does she care though?
Yeah, I can't tell you that, but
Damn. As a player, I want to steer the pot a little bit, but I'm not gonna do that.
well, if we do believe it's a trap, should we do something about it anyway? I mean, we don't want someone else to fall into this, and if we can dispel it in the morning, then we can figure out what's going on. If there's more to it.
Branimir, can you do something about it in the morning? Do you think that perhaps tomorrow you'd have the energy to do it?
I mean, I could definitely try my hand at it, but this looks larger than most spells that I'd be able to counteract, but could definitely give it a try.
Alright, that's the only thing I care about.
Dante's currently over at a bush with long branches, or one of the healthier trees, hacking off a green branch, and bringing it back towards the circle. And he wants to just unless anyone stops him, he wants to just sort of start pushing it into the circle to see what happens to the branch. Whether
Okay, everybody put where you are in relation to the circle, and then Ryan, you show me where you're going to place the.
I said,
the
unless
stick.
anyone wants to stop him, he's not being quiet about it.
I know.
Where's our cart? Where did we start?
Did we have I don't
No,
know.
you guys were walking. You
Yeah.
guys didn't.
Oh,
take
I'm
the
sorry.
cart 'cause you put them on.
Yeah, where was the entryway? The way we came through?
You came in from this direction. Let's see. You're coming from the north, so let's say you came in from over here. At the bottom right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, he's walking up to the edge about here.
This is the mud. So there's a mud pit that surrounds this, and this
here.
the circle, the pure circle, is the actual radius of the darkness.
All right. So he'll walk as he's. Oh, I'll wait until everyone's down.
I think that's it. I think that's everyone.
Okay.
Oh,
Save for
Emmy.
Emmy.
I'll put Emmy.
Well, he's just walking up to the circle. So first the circle.
No.
He pushes her in. No, first he
It trips her.
the circle of mud.
Hi, Brad.
So the
That's
circle of.
Emmy. That's not Jeremiah.
She's on a plane now. It's okay. The
That makes it all right.
It's like she's not even on this planet right now. The he's just walking forward with the stick around in the circle part where the mud is first,
Okay.
just to see if there's anything nasty. Like, he doesn't like the smell of the place. He obviously can notice the trees, so he's just sort of like walking forward with this green branch just to see if anything changes with it.
Yeah, you get close to it, you don't feel anything, you don't notice anything.
Before Dante does that, can I cast aid?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that is instantaneous. I can only pick 3 people though, so just for this sake, I'm gonna pick Dante, who's closest, Saoirse, and Camiel.
No, Bren.
Oh, well, Bren is kind of out of the way. Actually, yeah, it's probably best. She
Bren.
doesn't have much for HP. So
Yes.
yes, Dante, Saoirse, and Emmy.
Em-
Oh,
That'll
my-
be an extra +5 HP.
I gotta add extra to my. Oh wait a minute, where am I? +5.
5 temporary
Just in
HP,
case.
right?
Yeah, 5 temp HP. Wait, is that temp HP or max? Let me
Well,
check.
it's
Let me
it's yeah.
double- hit point maximum,
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
but essentially temp HP.
I haven't actually updated my character sheet on Roll20, so he's actually at 63 hit points.
So yeah, just in case. Yeah, I mean it's not gonna do much, but it's better than nothing.
I got 68 hit points. I'm feeling great.
Emmy's at 43.
This is the toughest Dante's ever felt.
And is Dante making absolutely certain that he's doing this to everyone else? I mean, that he's going to be messing around with the dome.
He hasn't been quiet about it. He was over there hacking with his new hatchet, a branch off, and then as he was walking back, everyone would have had a chance to see him walking towards the circle.
Okay,
But-
well in that case,
About how long is your stick there, Dante?
Well, I don't know. He's trying for at least like a 2 to 5 foot stick. Like I don't know, however big you can get the biggest branch you can get without too much effort.
big
Okay.
stick. Okay. I'm also going to cast guidance on.
I'm just having a look. He just says that as he's pushing the stick forward. I'm just having a look.
It's still good to have this, just in case. We don't know what we're dealing with.
You go and you kind of stab around a little bit in the muddy area. And it kind of does kind of sink in a little bit. This whole thing kind of sinks in a little bit. The darkness doesn't go quite as high over the top because it is sunken in. So you take a step down into where this recess is, and you kind of stab into the mud with the stick and poke it a little bit. Nothing happens. You give it a moment.
Yeah, he's just sort of like,
Help me.
well, he'll step back. That didn't work out how I thought it would. I was expecting, I don't know. I think I was expecting the branch to wither or something like that. Look, are we really going to wait till morning?
Well, I actually do have a spell. I've never actually attempted to try anything with it, but if there is something in there, at least it'll keep it back.
I'm just asking because if there is actually somebody in there who needs help, I mean, I feel like it's a trap, but at the same time, we're going to be listening to that all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to drive me insane.
Don't get me wrong, I've been in a battlefield where you hear the screaming of allies in the distance and you still have to get some sleep, but I don't know. This seems a little different.
So, what I was thinking is that I can essentially cast... Well, if we're gonna be camping out here for the night, and we're worried about if we're gonna be attacked, I can cast Wall of Force around us in a sphere similar to the dome.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll help us sleep better at night. I actually just bought the ingredient for it.
It's handy.
Cannot be dispelled.
Oh, you can even make it into a dome.
Mhm.
What's the size? Oh, 10 foot by 10. 10 foot radius. Okay.
That's a bit of a squishy sleeping arrangement.
It is, but I don't know. It's just an idea. Because I do not have Dispel Magic on me right now. I can definitely get it though, but I just don't have it prepared.
What are you guys doing?
That's a very good question.
Are there any small rocks, maybe say the size, just large enough to be held in one hand?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, about baseball or softball size.
Yeah, you definitely see the boulders on the other side from when you walked in. You can't see it from where you're standing. But as you explore a little bit around, you do see a kind of like a rock pile that's on one side, a little bit of boulders. And there are loose rocks there that you could find that'll fit in the palm of your hand.
Okay. Yeah, so Sirsha would, as they were all doing that, Sirsha would go over there and pulling out her, is it hempen rope? Yes, 50 feet of hempen rope. She would actually start tying. She would be tying a little harness kind of deal to basically to put around one of these rocks, one of these small rocks, like a weight on the one end. She would kind of swing it around gently to make sure it won't fly loose. But she would try and secure it to then toss into as best she can, the center or a little bit beyond of this shadowed area, this darkness area.
Okay. You point on the map where you're trying to throw, and then roll me AC.
Yeah, throw about right there. So do you want me to make a just straight dex, or just
make an attack roll, like an unarmed attack roll?
Okay.
Or actually, I'll give you an athletics check. It'll be an athletics check.
Okay.
To see what you
I'll
throw.
take that. It goes flying over and hits Dante in the head. No.
Oh my god.
There goes his 5 HP.
That's a 6.
Yay!
With a +4. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You toss this in there, and the mixture of the rope and trying to hang onto it with one hand and throwing it awkwardly on the other, it does not go where you would like it to go. It does go into the darkness, but it's off to the side, somewhere around here, and you are able to kind of pull it back a little bit, and you do not see any change. Yeah, I'd say you made it 50 feet, probably. Yeah, about there. And yeah, you pull it back. It's muddy. Doesn't seem to appear to have any change in it at all.
Okay. Well, let's see. First, just gonna move closer to about the edge of the circle, and she is going to try again, aiming for about right here,
Okay.
or roughly dead. Trying to shoot for dead center. She's gonna hopefully hit that and leave it there while holding on to the rope. I think she might tie a little handle, if you will, at the other end that she can hold on to with her hand.
Okay.
And then, do you want me to make another athletics?
Yeah, make another athletics.
19.
Okay. You throw it, and you were trying to aim probably around here.
Yeah, about right here. That as close to dead center as possible, as she can tell.
Okay.
Basically, she wants to make sure that she can get as much. She wants to. What I'm planning to do is try and get it as close to center as she can guess.
Okay.
Hoping to not hit whomever or whatever's in the circle. Holding on to the handle, and then she's going to walk around, call out to them, call out to whatever it is, and say, "I just threw in a piece, some rope. As I feel, keep your hands up if you can, and grab onto it." And she's, calling this out to whomever is in the darkness, and then she's going to walk around the mud. She's going to walk around just in the grass, slowly trying to give whomever is in there the opportunity to grab onto the rope. Once they do, she'll call over to the others, and hopefully they can call over to the others to help her pull them out.
Okay. Which way do you move while holding the rope?
She will start by moving this way.
Okay.
So she's going to go clockwise. Yeah, just a little bit at a time.
As you begin to move, by your fourth or fifth step, you feel the rope begin to go limp. And as you kind of pull the rope out, the stone is no longer attached, and the edge is frayed. Roll a investigation.
Okay. Actually, good at that. 24.
Yeah, you know immediately that this has been acid burned away. Whatever was attached to this has been acid burned away, and the rope is just frayed at the edges. You see a little bit of the acid still dripping. Whatever you had caught onto or whatever happened within the darkness, you don't know, but you do know that something dissolved your rope.
About how much can I tell with that 24, if I can, or roll again, about how much of the rope did I lose? Was it whatever was connected to the tied around the rock?
You were here and you threw it to about here, right? Or you were here and not about here. Yeah, I would say you lost probably a good 15 feet.
Okay. Oh, joy. And I like that rope too. Yeah. Well, she would walk, pulling it all back in, but holding out, not holding out away from her the part that's been burned away and is still dripping some acid. She would walk back around to show the others. Well, I had hoped that we'd be able to pull whomever is in there out. But it burnt acid. There's something in there that's acidic and burned away my rope. And then she's going to just kind of drop it on the ground so that she doesn't risk getting any on herself.
That doesn't sound good.
What could do something like that?
This doesn't seem right. Does Camille's I do believe the Binu blade that can cast shed some light. Is that able to pierce through the darkness by any chance?
If it's a spell of darkness, I don't think she can, but DM?
Good old college try.
Let me look and see
Wishful
what
thinking.
yeah, I think it has to be a daylight spell, which that is not. It is simply a light cantrip.
I see.
A radiance.
Oh shoot.
Let me look real quick and make sure. Yeah, it's the same as torchlight. It's magical light, but it is not daylight, so it doesn't penetrate the darkness. But yeah, as far as you can tell, if it was a darkness spell, Then yeah, it would not penetrate it.
A spell that I have, but have not prepared. The joys.
Well,
I think
look.
we'd be doing this today.
Well, do we? That definitely puts a different spin on what's happening here.
Yeah.
Do we feel obliged or obligated to take care of this situation? He just sort of looks at everybody else as if like just posing a question, not trying to get out of it. Just like there's just a general sort of practical question as he would see it.
Well, you know me, I'd love to know what was in there. That's
Of course.
so interesting.
Of course it is. Yep. He looks at Bran, Saoirse, and Camille.
If we don't do anything about it, someone else will. And there's gonna be... might fall prey to it.
I'm interested to figure out how whoever's in there, how are they able to survive if something burned away some of my rope?
That's the
So
thing,
I'm
isn't
interested
it?
to find out more.
If there really was someone in there, how would they survive something like that?
It's a very good question.
I don't know.
Well,
In my heart, I do want some answers right now, but I know that if we do, then it could only cause problems. Oh, that voice is going to make me sick.
well, if we stay, we're gonna camp nearby. I'd probably suggest that we camp away from here, but considering that we all can sense the voice now, especially,
Regardless of distance.
yeah, it's going to be something to try and get a good night's sleep. Another thing is we could perhaps build a bunch of like fires or bonfires around the circle to help give us light to try and sort something out. But obviously we're formulating a plan around what Bran can conjure up tomorrow. Is that correct?
I mean, we could definitely try. Like, there is a limitation to the Dispel magic spell, but we can definitely give it a try. At least give me time to switch out. Because if nothing else, I do have daylight as well. But I also do not have that prepared. So if we were to rest for tonight, I would have access to the Dispel magic, and I would also have access to daylight. So we have two things to try out.
My only pressing concern, or my only quibble, would be that if there is actually a person in there, they're suffering right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Camiel is sort of worried about.
Well, we could also, we could also just go in there.
We could.
I mean, we do have aid still up that lasts 8 hours. So regardless of what we do, that'll still be up.
I volunteer.
That doesn't seem like a surprise to me.
Wait a second. If you're gonna do that, this is
I can cast protection
oh.
from energy on me.
That's exactly what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do that on your, well, that's a 3rd level spell, and I believe you only have 1 slot for 3rd level spells.
As a player, yeah, but as the character, she doesn't care.
I mean, I can cast that for you though, like just to give you that extra precious 3rd level spell slot. I mean, I've got plenty.
Mm.
So if you want to do that, or if somebody wants to do that, I can definitely give them protection from energy, and specifically on acid. It's not going to stop the damage, but it'll be resistant.
I can hear Sir typing away.
Is this? Well,
What? No, of course not.
would we? Obviously, we tie a rope. Of course, the acid burning through is one thing, but what if we approach the circle? We get a stick. Here we go. I have one prepared, and just to poke ahead of you and see whether there are pools of acid in front of you. That is probably one of the biggest concerns I have.
Or, I mean, maybe both Bran and Camiel could enter, because I have protection from energy and she also has protection from energy, so we would both have resistance.
See, here's the thing. If it does become dangerous, Camiel could just fly out of that dome.
Well,
Bran
that's the thing.
can.
Can you, though? What's not to say that it's a dome
It
that'll keep
grapples
you
me?
from flying? No, I mean just from flying out. And that's the thing, is that at least
Well,
you
then
have
she
like, a
dies. I
little...
make a new character.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's better to have a battle buddy in there.
But Bran, you're also the healer.
Yeah.
I am probably one of the strongest of the group. So if someone's
more.
gonna, if someone's going to hold, if someone's,
Yeah, keep going.
If somebody's going to hold the rope, we're going to have to rely on you to do that. You know, to help pull us back. So I guess.
But you did say that you were the strongest one in the group.
No, I said you were the strongest one in the group.
I
I am by no means, and I will admit that, the strongest person in this group. I am potentially the most fittest of us, but definitely the most dashing. Best smile. I do have really nice skin, surprisingly, but
If all of that were true, Delilah would have stayed with you, but she didn't, did she?
she was pregnant with
Yikes.
another man's child.
Yikes. Okay. Let's see here. What
I'm not even that kind of person. I would never try to steal somebody away. They're obviously in love. I believe in love. You read those silly books. This is just completely devolved. You read those silly books and you don't, like, love is real, and I believe in love. So there's no way that I would try and separate those two. If they had a falling out, that would be different.
Oh, then you tried to steal her away.
Of course,
Anyway,
why
what is this
not?
conversation?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. So, I'm pitching that Bran is a very good candidate to go inside because I have freedom of movement. If something were to try and restrain him, I have freedom of movement. So that doesn't apply to me. So if I get restrained, I can get out of it.
But you're the healer.
Well, yes, and that might make it better if... I mean...
You're the healer. You need to stay alive.
Well, that doesn't matter much if the dome actually seals. What good am I being outside of it?
Wait a minute, it seals?
Well, we don't know that. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
If the situation were that if we step in there, I assume that it might solidify, or I don't know. I'm just taking shots in the dark here.
What do you think, Rob?
Saoirse's been sitting here just kind of watching all of this, and well,
Explosive arrow.
yes, yeah.
Oil.
Just nuke it. Just nuke it.
Grab for the quiver.
Fireball arrow. Actually, I don't know if she has any explosive arrows left.
Didn't Boltzmann?
It's alright.
Wasn't he working on something like that?
But he's not here.
He did.
Well,
No,
I mean,
he
it's
did
in the-
give you. He did give you the one big bazooka gun, the one
Yeah.
shot arrow. That's the big fireball.
The
That's
Yeah,
the
the
same as
fire.
the
You got
fire
one fireball arrow.
We have 7. We have 7 flasks of oil, by the way, so we can just
You want to toss it in there?
Yeah,
Turns.
fireball arrow roughly to the center of the ground. If whomever is in there survives, then they're going to be worth saving. If not, well, it's not our problem anymore. No.
Well,
I like Saoirse's logic right there.
Saoirse just... Yeah, that'd be Saoirse taking a hard left turn into evil, right?
otherwise that'd be Dante just saying.
And from
casually
neutral
war."
good to chaotic evil.
Just putting them out of their misery. It's okay.
Protection from energy work on
Acid?
people or specifically willing creature? I was gonna say, can I apply it to the rope?
willing creature.
Is the rope willing?
It's not a creature, so it doesn't matter.
What if we polymorph it into a creature? Okay. We turn it into a constrictor snake. Well, regardless, we have two options. Either A, we wait it out and let the person inside, if there is a person inside, suffer, or we charge in now
Stop!
and we deal with it. Whatever comes out, we fucking deal with it. So, those are our two options.
Listen, Camille's a fucking tough girl. She can handle whatever is in there.
Solo,
Am I, just out of curiosity, are we seeing Dante actually moving into and toward the darkness?
What are you doing?
Oh my god.
I wasn't looking at that.
I was actually pacing, so I didn't even see that.
Help me.
I was just gonna walk up and touch the darkness
Oh my god.
with a stick. Just insert the stick into the darkness.
You stick your stick into the darkness.
Oh,
and it
I stick my
disappears.
stick in there.
And it what?
And did he? When he pulls it back out, is it fine?
It's fine.
Okay.
So it's deeper.
You
in
might
there.
want to look at your boots, though.
I mean, it's just mud, right? Looks down at his boots.
You look down. No, everything seems normal.
Yeah, it's just mud.
If you only put the stick in, the only thing that, the stick comes out the same.
Alright.
So the acid might be in the center, more or less.
What if he sticks his finger in
Oh
and
my
out?
god.
Sticks his finger into the darkness and then pulls it back out.
So this is how characters lose limbs.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
This is the story of how Dante lost his finger.
Curiosity killed the Dante.
No.
Stick your finger in.
Yeah, he sticks his finger in and pulls it back out.
Help me. You stick it out. It's fine.
Is anyone, have you guys stopped talking to look at him do this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just-
It's just an awkward pair of 4 people just watching you silently.
he just stands back at everyone, realizing they're looking at him, just like shrugs, waves his hand.
Just
and it's
remember,
stuck in
regenerate is the 7th level spell.
there.
So-
Well, I'm always surprised that I've never lost a limb before, but
If you die within 1 minute, Dante, I can revive you.
okay.
Can't say much about limbs though.
I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
Don't say the voice in the back of your head is much louder. Help me.
Okay, that's kind of annoying.
Shall we press in? Or
Dante's gonna stick his face in there.
oh my god.
No, you're a moneymaker. What are you doing?
he wants to see. He wants to he's gonna quickly just slick his face through into the darkness just to have a look and see if it's actually dark, and then pull his face back out again. That's the
This is
plan.
how science is done.
Jesus Christ.
You
Please don't destroy my moneymaker.
The Dante arc. He's now ugly for the rest of the campaign. Just
Hey,
disfigured.
hey! Just because some people are scarred doesn't make them ugly.
He'll embrace the scars. Don't you worry. He'll flip it. He'll flip it. He has a +11 on deception now. He'll flip it.
You take somewhat of a...
Uh-oh.
Well, normally someone would be in consideration, would think deeply before acting. You are flippant in your action, looking back at the crowd, saying, look, nothing happened. You stick your finger in, you stick your finger out, you stick your face in, and all of a sudden,
Oh no.
I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Oh, god
Well,
damn it, Dante! It's
love
always
it.
you!
This is becoming...
No, it
Yeah,
isn't.
this is a running theme, isn't it? Like, Dante triggers these...
But it's not. It's not true.
And
You're
Dante,
Just last time, and then maybe the time before that.
you take...
Oh no. Oh, thank god for that 5 temp HP.
You take... what is it?
8.
Oh, 8. Yeah, you take you take 8 hit
God, I
points.
love that 4.
8 damage.
8 damage. All right.
8 damage.
Owie.
Owie.
How's his handsome face looking?
Oh, it's gonna be
All of acid, and you pull back your face after being
Jesus.
attacked, and you were just dripping with acid, and there is
Oh.
pieces
Oh,
of
no.
skin now
Oh, God!
no.
being floating where they should not be as they kind of drip.
Oh!
Towards-
Fuck!
That
No!
is where we will begin next week.
Oh my
Damn,
god.
no! What the fuck?
Dante.
Oh shit!
We were
He
just...
stuck his unarmored face into
Yeah.
acid.
My finger.
I
Nothing
can't
happened to his
help that.
finger. What happened to his finger?
His finger's not as important as his face, and you started. You know, you did something
That's
there.
okay.
So.
I did it.
Play
I'm not,
stupid games.
can I
I don't know how I got these scars.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got these scars.
Yeah, I have an 11 in
My daddy
persuasion.
was a drinker.
I have 11 in persuasion and deception. I'm sure I can work around it. It's okay.
Oh my
The,
god.
but what I'm wondering is, how did he feel like did he get smacked in the face, or was it like
You felt like this tidal wave, a very thick, viscous tidal wave just clamps onto your face as you instinctually pull back. And as soon as you leave the darkened area, it releases, and you see everybody roll a perception check as he's pulling his face back out.
Oh
Jesus.
no. Perception of all things.
Perception.
Hmm.
Oh,
No, Dante,
wow.
you don't count.
Oh,
You
don't
didn't
I?
perceive it because you were in darkness.
Can't
Oh,
see
okay.
anything.
That's cool.
Because it was whatever it was on your face, so you couldn't see it. Yeah, you guys can't really tell. All you see is almost like black strings of something of ichor coming off of the dome and retracting back into the dome as soon as he pulls his face out. You do see that his face has definitely been burned by acid, and there's big sections that are not good.
Lovely.
Can Emmy roll for perception and see?
I can.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah. Emmy, please.
Emmy!
She's got a +5.
On the plane.
16?
16. I will say that she sees these trails of black ichor that kind of trail off of his face and then retract. She sees that motion of the retraction. Let's see if she knows what it is. What would she roll? I don't want to give her a history check.
Of course not.
Why?
He's got like a +9 in history.
She's got a plus 12 in
Oh
history.
my god.
What? Wow.
She rolled a 4 and she got a 16.
Nice.
I would say that being the unexperienced adventurer, she would not know exactly what this is. But she could have some ideas that maybe will be explored next turn.
Next week.
Oh my god.
Next week. Yeah. So there we go. That's what we have.
Moneymaker.
Oh, well.
No, it's fine. You could get a bomb for that. It's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, Emmy's good with
dirt on
makeup,
it.
right? Emmy's good with makeup.
Apparently healing
Yeah,
up
yeah,
is new. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just rub some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
Seriously,
Yeah,
no.
I'll just stick my face in the mud. It'll be great.
The,
You ever
the
seen the
thing
movie The Mask?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Thank you all to our followers and supporters this week and every week for being here, being part of the show. If you missed any part of this episode, the VOD is available immediately on Twitch. But it
Hell
won't
yeah.
stay there forever. If you want to catch up with any of our previous episodes in the campaign, link to our YouTube is below. Search Black Dragon RP. Look for our big Dragon Eye logo. Last thing before we want to do, I want to take a moment to shout out to our players. Thank you for the great game this evening. In the info box below, you will see some links to go check out these wonderful people. If you have, some of them are links to their Twitter accounts, like RPG Theologian Rob, who plays Saoirse, the Relentless Hunter Aaron, who plays Branimir, some who stream here like Thumpernox Ryan, who plays Dante, Yumi Sagara Tony, who plays Camiel, and then last but not least Brenna, who is not here today but is traveling. Brenna, who plays Emmy on the Bren Nailed It channel. I am Brad. I'm also known as Monocle Moose on all platforms. Go and check us out, please. On the info box below, check the links out. I think that wraps up this episode from us. Thank you very much for being here. We will see you here again next week. Same time, same Twitch channel. We love you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Auf Wiedersehen.